Today's topic is consent. What's on the agenda? What is consent? When should it be taught? A learning video. What is being taught in schools? What is being offered? The big picture and the summary. What is consent? Consent is giving someone verbal yes or no. Consent is giving back affection to someone who has given it to you. Consent is also telling someone yes, they can hug you, or no, they can't hug you. Seen in this graph, when should sexual education start? And parents voted 37% for elementary school, 47% for middle school, 14% for high school, and 2% said no, it shouldn't be taught in schools. It suggests most parents are comfortable with their child learning about sexual health education in about middle school, which is about grade 6 to 8. On the other hand, some parents wouldn't mind their children starting in elementary school to get them prepared for the change in their bodies. In this slide, there's a learning video for the youth. Frederick Frieder published a video about consent. This video is created to talk about consent in a way that people and youth would be able to better understand what it means for someone to give consent to another person. What is being taught in schools? Hygiene, proper name of body parts, building relationships, puberty, and how a child is created. Hygiene is being taught in all grades. How to clean yourself, use hygienic products, even talks about making routine. In the youngest grades, teachers teach you about your body parts, like penis and vagina. And the educational board, they consider building healthy relationships part of the sexual health education. Teachers and parents feel that it is important to teach children about healthy relationships and how to build them. Also in our educational system, they talk briefly about intercourse and how a child is created, but doesn't go in depth and doesn't touch on all the underlying circumstances that can come with having intercourse. One thing they don't touch on nearly enough would be teaching consent to children. That no means no, yes means yes. What is being offered? Educational programs for teachers, health unit nurses coming in, girl groups. A lot of teachers are being offered educational programs that are informative about sexual health to prepare them to teach classes. But a lot of teachers turn down the programs due to them feeling uncomfortable about teaching sexual health. Those programs being offered touch on consent and what it is, but not connecting it to real life situation for students to take from it to really understand the severity of their actions at times. Health unit offers nurses to come in to help assist in teaching sexual health unit in the classroom. The unit talks about preventing sexually transmitted diseases, contraceptives, and the use of drugs or alcohol. The unit in the recent year added a small part about consent, like she needs to say yes or he needs to say yes before you have intercourse, but they don't touch on the part where students aren't taking away from the information being given and applying it to real life situations of girls and guys being too drunk to really know what yes means, and not teaching the other youth that they need to know the signs of when someone is too intoxicated or too out of it to really give full consent to do something with someone else. Other programs being offered are after-school programs teaching young females about sexual health and how to be safe, but even they don't touch enough on consent, like when to give it, how to give it. The big picture, as it says in the photo, ask first, consent is hot, assault is not, which is a big thing that stands out. A lot of people don't ask before they do, they just try and take charge. As Willie said to me in the interview, he wishes they would give real life situations, educate the students on real life situations that they can take away from and apply to the situation. School boards believe that Teachers should be held accountable for educating us on the topic of sex and consent, that it is something that needs to be taught to a higher standard. Mullen believes that students don't fully understand the context of consent and how it is given and when it should be given to someone. Parents aren't sure if their children should learn about sexual health. Summary. In the end, we looked at many ways that the schools can access outside help to teach the programs and to even educate the teachers. We looked at how students felt about the situation of not being fully educated on the topic, and he felt that there needs to be more in-depth teaching on said topic. Coming to the end of the presentation, we learned that schools are teaching sexual health, but not as in-depth as some of the parents and students feel that it should be taught. We learned that some teachers feel shy about teaching the topic of sex or consent because they themselves are uncomfortable teaching about something that really is a normal human being thing that we share with someone we trust.